Hi geographers, and welcome to this latest video of the Castle View Geography YouTube channel looking at coastal management, a named example at Christchurch Bay in Dorset. What I'd like you to do now is pause the video and write the title and do the do now. Thank you. Right, welcome back. So the answers you should have got are: number 1 is discordant and soft, number 2 is longshore drift, number 3 is ram grass, number 4 is undercut, number 5 is abrasion, number 6 is groins, and number 7 is a sea wall. So let's crack on with today. So we're going to, 1, identify why Christchurch Bay needs protecting, explain how it is being protected, and then evaluate whether it is good or bad. So Christchurch Bay, as we can see here, if we just look at the OS map, we can already see that there are groins have been built around here in an area called Highcliffe. So why does Christchurch Bay and Highcliffe in particular need protecting? Well, Christchurch receives destructive waves with a large fetch that have travelled across the Atlantic. That's worth getting down in your notes. So Christchurch needs protecting due to large destructive waves that have travelled across the Atlantic. These will have lots of erosive power and can erode the coastline. Another reason why Highcliffe in Christchurch Bay needs protecting is it is a town with very, very, very expensive housing atop of a cliff. These homes are worth multi-million pounds, so the council sees this as a valuable asset that it needs to protect. So what's been done at Highcliffe? So I put a little subheading, what's been built at Highcliffe? Rock groins. Okay, rock groins have been built at 90 degrees sticking out to sea, and what these groins do is they stop longshore drift to trap sediment. This creates a wide beach, and as we can see in this picture here, the wide beach has prevented the sea eroding the land and leaving behind the cliff, which has got very, very healthy. It's got lots of vegetation, so we know it's not eroding. So, hard engineering at Christchurch. Has it been good or bad? You need to jot down the successes and failures, and hopefully we'll explain them in the chain of reasoning as well. So, success. The groins stop longshore drift, which has created a 75-metre beach at Highcliffe. This means the destructive waves cannot erode the cliff at the back of the beach, which means the very valuable homes, which are worth millions of pounds, will not be destroyed. In addition, the success is that there's a healthy cliff with vegetation. It's not going to be eroded, so it can provide habitat for wild animals, increasing biodiversity. However, there are some disadvantages. If we look where the laser is here, this says holiday park at Naish Farm. Okay, it's further along the coast to where the groins are here. So what this means is the groins stop longshore drift, moving sediment towards the east. So Naish Farm has got a relatively small beach. The beach is only 15 metres in width. This means that the destructive waves can rapidly erode the coastline here. It's currently eroding at 2 metres per year, which means the caravans in the holiday park are at risk of destruction and the holiday parks could go out of business. In addition, another negative is the groins cost millions of pounds for the local council to build. This means there are less council tax to improve other public services like schools and hospitals. So please feel free to pause, rewind and listen again. Make sure you've got down both the successes and failures and the guide explains the chain of reason for them. Right, so let's have a little quiz. Question 1, why does Highcliffe need protecting? Question 2, what's been built to protect the coast? How do the groins protect the coast? 4, how wide is the beach at Highcliffe? 5, how do the groins affect Naish Farm? 6, how wide is the beach at Naish Farm? And 7, how does this affect erosion at Naish Farm? I'll let you pause it, just to answer the questions. And now let's go through the answers. So question 1, expensive houses. You could also have put for question 1, destructive waves with a large fetch. Question 2, rock groins. Question 3, stops longshore drift equals a wide beach. Question 4, 75 metres. 5, starves it of sediment. 6, 15 metres. 7, lots of erosion, 2 metres per year. Right, so we are now going to look at an exam question, and it says, using a case study, evaluate a coastal management scheme you have studied in the UK. The coastal management scheme is the groins at Highcliffe in Dorset. You need to do 2 AKU paragraphs and a conclusion. You need to have an AKUU on a positive, an AKUU on a negative, and a conclusion whether or not you think the scheme is effective. Here's a model you could use to help you. To a large extent, I believe the coastal management scheme at Highcliffe in Dorset has been effective. For example, rock groins have been built at 90 degrees sticking out to sea. This means that longshore drifters stop as the groins trap sediment, which means the beach is very wide at 75 metres, therefore destructive waves cannot erode the cliff at the back of the beach, so the houses will not be destroyed. To a small extent, I believe the coastal management scheme at Highcliffe in Dorset has not been effective. For example, the groins cost millions of pounds to build. This means the council will have to spend the income from taxes on this, which means there will be less money invested into local public services. In conclusion, I believe the groins are effective, as although it was expensive, by protecting the homes people will still pay council tax, which means local services can be improved and people's homes will not be destroyed. So overall I'm thinking it was expensive, but it was really good because by protecting the homes the council still receive their income of tax, so they can still improve the local area of Highcliffe. So I've got a clear AKU on a positive, a clear AKU on a negative, and then a conclusion where I explain my judgment I've reached. What I want you to do now is to pause the video and complete the exam question. Once you've completed it, feel free to go back to the model to mark your answer and compare it to mine. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it useful and helpful as always. Please remember to like and subscribe to keep up to date with the latest videos to help you prepare for your geography GCSE. Thank you. Bye.